So this is a really bad way to start off Tech Talk Resurrected. But first of all, hi, Full Time Dream and Sue. Um, I'm on the West Coast, as I think most of you know. And I think my camera's crooked. There we go. So I'm looking in. Hey, Mr. Roboto. So can everybody hear me okay and see me okay? Guess we could always do the audio check before I go into my story. Okay, cool. So I'm sitting out here on the West Coast in the People's Republic of California, as I think all of you know. And I was on Roy and Becky's live earlier today, and I'd mentioned that I'd probably be, excuse me, probably be bringing back Tech Talk today. So, well, it's today. And I didn't have a time then, and I'm talking, thinking, and I look down. I keep my laptop here on Eastern time because I work on Eastern time. And there's Roy and Becky just talking about you guys. And so I look down at, and it's like 4:30. It's almost 4:30, and I'm like, oh crap! Did my day get by me already? Because I still wanted to do Tech Talk. So I start. I said, well, I'll just put it together real quick and throw it up there for the thumbnail and stuff. And as I'm doing that, I realize, oh, it's 4:30 Eastern time. It's actually 1:30 where I'm at. So, but before I figured all that out, I set an alarm for 5 o'clock since it's 5 o'clock Eastern now. I set an alarm for 5 o'clock over on my little Amazon device over here, and because I thought, hey, we're going to do this live at 5, so I get my lunch. As you can see, some of it's left. And I'm eating I start eating my lunch, and I look down, and I'm like, it's 3 minutes till 5 Eastern. Like, oops. So that's my little faux pas today. What a great way to start off bringing back Tech Talk, though, I think, is by having technical difficulties, at least up here. So thank you guys for coming by. Again, this was not planned too far in advance. No, this is actually a Euro rice and pita bread. It's leftovers from my lunch yesterday at a Greek restaurant nearby. Actually, this is half of the leftovers. It filled up this plate. I ate a lot of it. I filled up this plate and with the Euro meat and the rice and pita bread, and I still have enough left over for one more meal. So I got 3 meals out of that, which was good because it was $20, which honestly is kind of cheap for California. Where the trail leads. Hi guys, did you ever get your sink fixed? I can't remember if I saw that or not. If you got your sink fixed or not from the implosion that it did. And so we're here doing Tech Talk. I'm not going to say anything really about it now, but we've got some news with Talon that we're going to be putting a video together for. That I think for all the Talon lovers out there, you're going to really want to watch. She's okay, so don't just laying here. She was chewing on her bone. Now she's laying on the bone. All right, go get those tools. So it's been a very long time since we had a Tech Talk, and I decided, wait a minute, that's freaking me out, so I'm going to turn that around. There, that's better. So we decided to come back. How are the underneath lights? Did they survive your trips? Yes and no. I have an issue with the lights on the driver's side. Half that strip is working, and then the other half just isn't. So I just need to replace it. But you know what? Since the kit was $20 and it would cover both sides, so basically means I need to pay $10 to replace it. And I have the replacement strips. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to do that as soon as I get done here. And I'm going to go ahead and extend the lights all the way around the RV, because what I had done originally, just because it was a test, I want to make sure they worked all right, was just put them between the wheel wells on both sides. But I'm very, very, very happy with how they've turned out. You know, because I was looking hard at boogie lights, and because that's the popular one to get, and I think it was like $300 just to put the boogie lights between the wheel wells. So what I paid $20 and took me like half an hour to do, you know, I got to go that way. And even if, and honestly, okay, let's review. I put those lights on in May in Biloxi, Mississippi, well, Gulfport, Mississippi. And since then, we've driven to and spent time in Arkansas, Missouri, didn't do Kansas, but Iowa, Minnesota. I'm going to look at a map because I'm screwing this up. Actually, I'm going to look at my spreadsheet that has all our places we've stayed. So, I mean, we have put a lot of miles on these things, and been in some rain with them as well. But that one light strip just stopped working, and that could be because the extension cable I made had some problems with it, and that could be the issue. I haven't actually got down there to troubleshoot it yet, and so because that extension cable, the wire that the long wire extension cable that I used was actually a little thicker gauge than the connectors, so I kind of had to finagle that. So that may have, if it's not the issue, it may have caused the issue with them. But anyway, as I was saying, we have been through Louisiana, of course, Mississippi, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Utah, Nevada, California, Northern California. Then we went to Oregon, Washington State, then back to Oregon, down the coast. Went all the way down the coast of Oregon and most of the coast of California on Highway 101, which is great. That was a lot of fun. And now we're in Southern California and getting ready to leave tomorrow to head somewhere else. So we have gone a long time and a lot of miles with those lights, and they've been working great. So very happy. Okay. So yeah, highly recommend. So we're back, and this is not necessarily, I don't know how often I'm going to be back because I still got a lot of stuff going on. And so I don't want to, get tied down to a schedule because I'll probably miss it more than I'll make it. So I don't want to do that to you guys. So I'll try to do these. I'll try to at least schedule these an hour or more in advance, or hopefully a day in advance will be the goal. But we'll just have to play it by ear for now because I miss doing this. I miss you guys. And I know some of you guys told me you've missed it too. So, and I appreciate that. But what kind of tech stuff do we want to talk about? The lights was a great start. Thank you for that, Mr. Roboto. And like I said, I actually have some more lights. I bought some more of those same LED strips, and I'm going to do some more stuff with them. And the coolest thing I really like about those LED lights, besides the price, I mean, $20, is the ability to integrate that with the Amazon Alexa devices. So I can just tell it to turn on, turn off, tell it what color to be, tell it how intense the light should be, like 10%, 5%, whatever I want. And I can also set up schedules So my undercarriage lights come on at a set time every day, and they go off at a set time every day. I don't have to do anything with them, which is nice if you're going out and during the day, and you come back at night and all the lights are off. So luckily for me, I was able to do that. And you don't need an Alexa device to do that, but you do need to have internet access to be able to do the schedules. Well, maybe no, you don't need to do the schedules. I don't think. I don't know. Yeah, I think you do. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. And so, what else have we got going on out there, folks? We got 6 people in the room. I'm going to set my pita bread and stuff aside for right now. What's some burning technical things that you guys would like to talk about? I'm going to be having a video coming out pretty soon. I got to film it. I'm probably going to do that this afternoon about an update to my internet solution. I think I finally have it solved. Well, as best it can be solved with current technology. I need some rear tire wheel well lights, I think. Yeah, I think you do. And these lights would work. I mean, they'll work. I would pull up a spool, but I have it all outside right now. I mean, I keep saying $20. You can actually find it cheaper. That was $20 for the, I think it was 60 foot or 230-foot lengths, or maybe in 65 feet total. But it was two spools with, the power adapter and everything else. Now, what I did, again, if you hadn't watched the video, I'm kind of telling you the entire video, is I actually, since I had a 12-volt plug in my basement compartment, the LEDs are 12 volts. They just come with a 110-volt adapter, so you can plug it into a regular wall socket. I just bought a cigarette lighter from like Walmart and wired that in, and it works good. Roy, I mean, because we boondocked with them out in the middle of nowhere, and we hadn't seen any critters, and that's kind of really a big issue for folks that are boondocking out in the boonies. So now they're not as bright as the boogie lights, but again, they were $20. And we're the trail leads on their Tajma RV. They had lights at that, and that's cool. So you're going to get brighter lights, obviously, with that. And you could probably find brighter lights on Amazon that are cheaper than the boogie lights as well, or similar product. But they're bright enough for what I want. So they suit my needs, and the fact that, again, I keep harping on $20, but hey, $20 is $20, right? So that was a project, that was a test that turned out really good. So I was real happy with the results of that. So been a pretty popular video too. Gotta say that slow. Do they come on when you're driving as well? Yeah, if I'm actually driving during the times I have set, they'll come on. But we don't drive at night, so we try not to drive at night. It's very rare we drive at night anymore. So we actually haven't run into that issue. So that's a good thing, at least. Yeah, and these lights also, you can sync them to music. You can have them flash. Yeah, they do all that stuff. So we can have a rave outside if we want to, or whatever. And something else. Oh, unfortunately, I do have some more repair videos coming up. And it's part of RV living. And I know I got a comment on the latest video we had, about repairing the windshield and having the damage. And the comment was from the person, well, that's what you have insurance for, is to take care of all that. Hire a professional and get it done right. valid point. And I did reply to him saying, yes, that's great if you're in an area that has a professional and you have time to wait for that professional. A windshield repair on these big Class A's, a windshield replacement rather, that's going to take a while to get the windshield. Windshield repair may come fairly quickly depending on the area we're at. And honestly, that kit I used in the video, same kit that SafeLight uses. So the only thing that SafeLight has over me is experience. But I can still read, and I did it, and it works. So yeah, I paid $15, and the insurance would have been free, but I would have had to wait for I don't know how long to get them to come out, if they would even come out to where we were at the time. So I'd had to, and then I had to be there for that, for how long that window would be waiting on them to show up. So I think what I did was the best option, especially for us at the time, because I don't want to sit in the RV all day waiting on, a repairman to show up when I can do it myself in a little bit of time. Now, what took a lot of time in that video is, as I was filming the video, this couple came up. They were riding their bikes and stopped and talked to us. They were subscribers of ours, so that was really cool. And we just talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. And by the time I realized, oh crap, it's getting dark, and I've got to do the UV light thing to cure that. So it happens. I don't regret, and I'm glad they stopped by and hung out for a while, because that was cool. And what I didn't realize at the time, because I had the brilliant idea of using Shelly's little nail drying light thing, I didn't realize it came on in 1 minute cycles. I just thought I could turn it on and it would be on until I turned it off. So it didn't. So 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, full-time dream. Yep, always can do repair videos. That's true. And this next repair video that's going to be coming out soon, we were kind of out in the middle of nowhere again. And, we were honestly, it took us, we had to drive an hour to get the part. And that was really the closest place to find any kind of parts for anything. So we were really out in the boonies. Some of these Thousand Trails parks in here are way out there. You thought of me when you were leaving the dump station at the campground. Thank you. Now, with that one, that was a weird dump station. So it had, those big propane tanks, the extra large ones they use to fill the small ones like, we have. They had one of those, and it was surrounded by concrete barricades. Now, on one end of it was the dump station. But the road, oh, wait a minute. Let's go to the board. Propane tank. Here, I'll bring this up a little bit closer. That was the propane tank. There was a dump station, and those concrete barricades were all around. Now, the road was, time to switch colors. The road was like this. And it went that way, and the entrance was actually here. So when I came in, if I turned in here, where the dump station would be right next to my wet bay, I would block the traffic coming into this road, which was all RVs parked in here, and these were all one-way roads. I would block that traffic, so I couldn't stop there. So then I drove around and tried to come up this way, but then I was blocking traffic as well. So I went around again, and when I went around again, I turned the corner too sharp and hit that corner right there. And the rest is history. And then at that point, I didn't care if I was blocking traffic or not. I just went up and dumped the tank. So, hey, hitch up in tow. Or good evening. When I first drove into Montana, I saw all these vehicles with cracked windshields and repair vans everywhere. The roads are made from very different materials. Yes, they are. That is a fact. So we've got. I think we've talked that one good. I mean, it's always a good idea to at least have a basic knowledge of some things. RV related, basic knowledge of AC and DC, electricity, basic knowledge of plumbing, things like that, to get yourself to be able to do the band-aids that you may need to do, when you're out. Because I know a lot of us, most of us even, we don't want to be camping in the middle of a city all the time. We don't. That's not what we're here for. We want to see the country, not the city. So in that case, you gotta do what you gotta do to get things going. So we have a windshield repair kit on board now that we're keeping, and ready to pick up some other spare parts just to have as spares, because when certain things go down and you're out in the middle of nowhere, you're kind of screwed. And that's going to be the subject of our next repair video. Not our next video, our next repair video. So some of the other tech stuff coming up. I talked about internet a little while ago and how I think I have my solution done. I need to caveat that with my solution is done until Starlink becomes mobile. And supposedly that's going to be sometime around the end of the year when they start opening that up to mobile people. But until then, you're stuck with cell carriers. So All right, just change providers. Hopefully that works better. So when we got to the campground where we discovered the windshield chip, I went to hook up my sewer hose, and yeah, Mr. Potter, you're right. I went to hook up my sewer hose and realized that the connection, the little hooks that were connects on one of them was broken off, so I couldn't have a good connection. So what did I do? Middle of nowhere again, 30 minutes away from a Walmart or a RV store or even a Lowe's or Home Depot. I had to go to the camp store at the campground I was at. And the only sewer hoses they sold were the ones that didn't have ends on them. You had to put the ends on yourself. And of course, being at a camp store, and a Thousand Trails camp store on top of that, they were expensive. So I didn't want to buy that, but they did have the end. So I just bought the end. Now, when I bought that end to the sewer, it was different than the ends to my existing hose, so it didn't fit. It was actually a little bit bigger, so it wouldn't fit and have a good seal. I was able to figure out a way to finagle it and get it to work. But then I went to Camping World to purchase something. Yeah, that's it. I purchased something that's the subject of another video coming up. I wouldn't call it a repair video necessarily, but yeah, kind of a repair video. And while I was in there, they had a kit, a rhino hose, and so I just bought it, and I like it. It works great. I got 25 feet of it, so works good. So where did I lose everybody here? Let me see. I'm scrolling through the comments. Yeah, the brown yellow Camco hoses. Yeah. Nope, not a fan at all. So Mr. Brown wants to know any plans for dry camping, boondocking. Starlink equals freedom for remote workers. Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm a remote worker, and I'm getting by with cellular, but cellular definitely limits how far out you can go. We will be boondocking a little bit at Quartzsite in November, and after that, we don't really have any plans for boondocking anywhere, but we are going to. I mean, I've added solar and lithium batteries. I still got to put that video together and put it out because we did that in May, and that's just how far behind we are on some things. And so we're going to get that put out and get that show you the solar solution, especially the batteries. Now, some of y'all may already know what the batteries I have are. I didn't buy Battleborns or any of those big name brands. Dreaming Out Loud RVing. Hey. So we went a different route with the batteries, and I'm very happy with that route, and I'm very happy with the savings I had in that route. So if you're looking to buy lithium batteries, talk to me first or wait for the video to come out. I may put that out. That may be our next how-to video. Because we have boondocked since June 1st, we boondocked a total of about 3 or 4 weeks. And we could have gone longer. Hey, James, we could have gone longer, but that was just the time periods we had, and we filled them in with boondocking. And we want to do more boondocking because, you know what? Hey, it's pretty cheap, and we want to justify the cost of the solar and the lithium. Now, I was going to get new batteries anyway because the 4 6-volt batteries I had couldn't get us through one night of boondocking without shutting pretty much everything down in the RV. So I wanted to be able to watch television, keep the residential fridge on, run fans. Certainly couldn't run the air conditioner. Do all that stuff without worrying about batteries going dead, because our batteries actually went dead. I mean, they went, well below 10 volts overnight a couple of times. So I knew I had messed up the longevity of the batteries and probably damaged some cells. So I was going to get lithium, and I did. I bought a lithium battery, and then Shelly said, "Don't you think we need another one?" So, yep. Hey, Lindy Okie. So I got another one. So we have 2 lithium batteries. We have, wow, I forgot how much lithium we have. I mean, how many amp hours we have, but I can tell you real quick, because if I'm gonna tease you guys about lithium batteries, I might as well just go all the way with it, right? And I have 600 amp hours of lithium. Now, for those of you doing math, one Battleborn battery is 100 amp hours, and it's $1,000. Well, give or take. So 600 amp hours would be $6,000 in batteries. I didn't even pay half that. I'll just say that. So if you want lithium, I know a guy. And they're 10-year warranties, all that good stuff. James, I could run the air if I don't know how long I could run it. Probably not long. I could probably run one air conditioner for a little while. But my air conditioners are not hooked up to the inverter, so I had to wire the air conditioners to the inverter to get that, and then I would need to upgrade my inverter, which I want to do anyway. We have a 2,000 watt inverter, and it works when we're boondocking, but we can run the microwave. That's the biggest thing, because that's a big draw. We can run the microwave, but we got to be real careful what else is running at the same time to be able to run the microwave without tripping the inverter. So we're looking to, at some point, replace the inverter, but that's going to be down the road because those aren't cheap, especially for pure sine wave inverter. Mr. About our batteries had to be moved from underneath the stairs to a passenger side compartment. That was fun. Oh yeah. Well, luckily our batteries in our 2019 Tiffin open road came installed in a basement door in the very back. So that made it easy to install solar, and it made it easy to change out the batteries. Plus, I saved a ton of weight versus with the 2 big lithium batteries versus the 4 6-volt batteries. And well, I think I've said enough. Gotta wait for the video. Good. I think I've teased that enough. Yeah, you may need to meet my guy, which is me. So that means you may need to meet me. Actually, you definitely need to meet me. I definitely need to meet you guys. Because I've only met a few of you in person that's here right now, and I'd like to get that. I'd like to increase that number. I mean, the last one of you all I met was Roy, so it's anybody else I meet is going to be an upgrade, right? Just kidding, Roy. You know I love you. So we also did a video on, and reason I'm going over all this. If you have a question about anything, throw it in the comments, and I'll go down that road. But I just want to let you guys know some of the technology things we've done since the last time we talked, which was a long time ago, unfortunately. The timing of this was absolutely perfect. We were in Nevada and in Reno, and I thought we were going to be, and I knew we were going to be going to some Thousand Trails properties in California, Oregon, and Washington that were 30 amp only. Now we're a 50 amp rig. We have 2 ACs and all that good stuff. And it was hot because it was, July and August. So I reached out to Soft Start RV, and they sent me a couple of their products. And hopefully you saw the video. If you didn't, please go watch it. And if you want soft starts, in the description on that video is a link where you can save a pretty good chunk of change off of purchasing. I think it's $20 per unit. So go check that out. Now I installed those, and I can vouch for you 100% that they work. We were able to run both ACs. We were on a 30 amp service. And James, it depends on the coffee pot. I doubt it pulls more than the microwave, though. You'd have to look at the whatever that says the wattage is on the tag on the coffee pot. Yep. Roy Baker, finally getting around to putting our 1,000 watts of solar on Honey's roof. Yeah, we have 2 solar panels. We have 420 watts of solar total. And I was thinking about adding more, but until we start boondocking more, I don't see the need for the extra cost right now. But I know for Roy and Becky, you guys, that's the boondocking you do. That's you probably he could even use more than that. um, but Mr. Bottom, meet at the court site in January, February. No, unfortunately, we're going to be Tampa. Well, we're probably going to be Tampa. Our plan all along, well, since last January, to be in Tampa again for the RV show. We may not go because of work commitment for me, and so we're going to see how that's going to play out. But our plan is to definitely go to definitely going to Tampa. Now, where we go after that, we don't know. Mr. Bowder, how did you attach your solar panels to the Tiffin RV VHB tape? I'll just say this, because again, you got to watch the video. I didn't drill any holes. Yeah, Roy, I've heard about them, and I might do that because it's $50. That's not a ton of money, but I would need to do a couple of things to be able to add more panels. I need to add a junction box up there, or I wouldn't need to add it, but I would want to add it. So, and that's a few $100s. So we just got to see where we're at with the need to justify the cost. And if this screen and everything else is looking better than before, I'm on a different internet connection altogether. So, not a spoiler alert, but yeah, must have that solar video. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I do need to put it together because, again, like I said, we did it in May. So I'll do that, and we'll try to get that out next week, maybe, hopefully. Yeah, Dreaming Out Loud. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're actually going to be boondocking. That's our plan anyway, is we're going to be boondocking at the fairgrounds this time. So, and last year we stayed at a campground. The year before that we stayed at McDill, which was like 20 some odd minutes away. And I just think it's better, and it's a lot more fun if you're there. I mean, even if we are boondocking, it's only for, it's less than a week of boondocking, so it's not a huge deal. It's not like you got to go get water replenished all the time and figure out how to dump your tanks. You just need to be, careful. At least for us. I know some people have small tanks, but we have like I think it's a 66-gallon gray and 40 or 50-gallon black or something like that. So you're in the middle of a lithium upgrade. Well, hopefully you haven't bought your lithium yet, or if you have, hopefully you can return them. You may want my option. Again, like I said, I'm real happy with it, and yeah, I know you did, Roy, and that's honestly beyond impressive. I mean, you guys were the masters at being frugal with wattage, that's for sure. And every time we watched one of your videos or your lives and you were talking about that stuff, it was like I'm in awe. I'm in awe of you, Roy. But you're gonna like having a lot more solar, I know. Jackery is one thing I'd like to get to. I had to say, don't really have a super need for it. Again, it's all about needs versus wants. Oh, you got the scratch and dent for Battleborns? Yeah, those are good deals. But you know what? It's just us here, right? Nobody else in here, just us? Okay. Tell you what I'm going to do just for you guys. Tech Talk class in exclusive here. I want to drop a link right there. That's the batteries. They're called chins. They are from China. I mean, the name is Chins. I'm not trying to make a racial joke or anything. They do have a 10-year warranty, and the warranty is serviced out of California. And I read the reviews. I saw some videos on them too, including what's this guy's name? Will Prowl, something like that. He does a lot of solar stuff, and he was very impressed with them as well. But for the price, warranties, 10-year warranties, the same, Battleborn or Chins, and so really the only thing you'd have to pay if you had to return one of the batteries is the shipping to get it there. So that's it. And a couple of people in the reviews I read on Amazon had done that, and they didn't have any issues. I mean, fast service. Some of those, there's other overseas lithium battery makers, but they don't have a warranty service center in the United States. So when you send it back, you're sending it back to Hong Kong or China or wherever. So you got to wait for it to get there. You got to pay for it to get there and wait for it to get back. Yeah, Roy, I think it's the Atlanta area where the other store is, but I can't remember off the top of my head either. Yeah, they do ship. The shipping's where you're going to get it though, because shipping's expensive just because of their size, but you're still probably going to make out versus buying them new. Now those are, if I remember correctly, what they sell is used used solar panels. But so what? I mean, what's the difference between a brand new one and a used one? Not much. As long as it doesn't have any physical damage. And $50 versus 200 or more. And again, it goes back to my LED lights. It's at least worth a shot. So we got that going. We got any other technology. I'm looking around to see if there's any other technology we've added in the meantime. Not really technology, but maybe kind of. As most of you know, I have a Ghost Stick flag holder, suction cup flag holder that I put on my windshield to display my American and Air Force flags. And and it has a light on it. So in the past, I was always running whenever we got to wherever we were at, I would throw a extension cord underneath and run it up into the engine bay and plug it in through the grill so I'd have light. Kind of got tired of doing that. So what I did was I took that same extension cord and ran it, tie strapped it into place, and plugged it in to my outlet that's in my basement right underneath here. And I've got it safely secured up front. So whenever I need it, I can pull that out and plug it in without having to crawl underneath and run the cables. And I put one of those little Wi-Fi works with Alexa outlets in there too. So it's on a schedule. So it'll automatically turn the light on and off as needed. So my flag is always lit. So that's good. Yeah, it's not Satan. That's true. the Satan, of course, he's into heat, but not the solar panel business. Yeah, Lynn, those batteries are expensive, but they're cheap compared to like the Battleborns and some of the other big name brands. Oh, you had to do all that? Yeah, luckily I didn't have to do that. Yeah, and I was real lucky too in my solar install. So it's not a complete solar install like a lot of people would need, because my charge controller and my inverter were lithium friendly. All I had to do was change settings on the charge controller. So I didn't have to do anything in that respect and plus I made it cheaper. because I already had, since my charge controller already would take care of that. And I have had, I tell you, it's been a lot since we last talked from a technology standpoint. There's some other things. Well, I installed one cool thing because there's not going to be a video on this. It's called Coach Proxy, and it really only works for certain model RVs, mainly Tiffins from like 2016, 17 and up, and some other brands, I think like Fleetwood, drivable RVs, basically any RV that has the spider panel control system. But what Coach Proxy is, this guy developed this. It runs on a Raspberry Pi. If you don't know what Raspberry Pi is, these are little tiny computers about this big, about that tall, that you can do a ton of automation stuff with if you know how to program and all that stuff. So I bought one of those and got it plugged in. So now on my phone or any web browser, I can go, as you can see or not see. This is Coach Proxy. I can turn off and on any light inside or outside the RV. I can change my air conditioning to heat, change the thermostat setting. I can open and close the awning, which is really cool. I can, there's my, black tank, gray tank, propane and fresh water status, as well as my battery status down here. And so I can pretty much do everything. And it also emails me or texts me alerts when something gets out of range, whatever range I set, like if it gets too hot or whatever. So, and I can also, I can even open the vents on the roof since they're motorized. And because all that stuff's controlled by the spider system, so it'll work. And that was like $100 total. And it integrates with Alexa. So, well, watch this. Echo, turn off the main ceiling light. Echo, turn on the main ceiling light. I'm going to do stuff like that, which, yeah, I know I'm a geek, but I like that because we had all that stuff in our sticks and bricks, and I'm lazy, so. But we got that set up, and I actually have another Raspberry Pi set up in here as well. But I'm not talking about that at all because, well, that's part of another video. And that Raspberry Pi instance saved me like $300 versus buying the component that does the same job from the manufacturer. I had a $100 Raspberry Pi do the same thing. Thanks, Lynn. So the other technology stuff, well, it's not really technology as far as the RV goes, but I got hearing aids. I don't have them on right now, but they're technology because they're like Bluetooth and stuff. So I got hearing aids. It's supposed to help with the tinnitus, but it kind of doesn't. Haha, nice try, Roy. Nice try. Pizza's a good idea, though. We had pizza. Well, it was Blaze Pizza. Not a huge fan of Blaze Pizza. Like a boutique pizza place. You pay a lot of money, get a little pizza. So that was okay. I might have to get a pizza today. Thanks, Roy. Now you got me wanting pizza. New sewer hose. Yeah. That's all the technology stuff we've done so far that I can think of in here. Now, hey, Doreen, Camping Therapy, how you doing? Now, we did, again, anytime, throw questions out if you have about anything, not just what we're talking about. Now, I took the LED light thing one step further because I have light sensitivity in both eyes. And when I lay in bed, my options are the ceiling lights, like up here, or there's a light that's like right over my head. And the light shines right down pretty much on my face. So, and what I did was I put an LED strip in the bedroom uh, around the molding and stuff above the bed. And yeah, where the turtle, yeah, that was a few years ago that they stopped selling them, but he made everything open source, so you can buy all the components and there's directions on how to put it all together and where to get the components from, and you can make it yourself, and that's what I did. It's actually pretty easy. But so I got LED lights in the bedroom now, which you put them on like a softer light and in a lower intensity, and so they it helps with my eyes, so I can like read. I can still read, look at my phone, whatever, and still see. Because when it gets dark, I have a hard time seeing, which is really bad. Like when we go to Disney and you're in line for a ride. It's like an indoor ride, and you're standing outside and the sun and everything, and then you walk inside. I'm literally blind, so I put my hand on Shelly, and she guides me around. Talon's not very helpful with that. She's not a seeing eye dog. As you can see, I'm starting to fall in love with these LED lights. I'm going to put a strip up here as well. Let me grab the camera. Right up here. This is the top of the slide. Sorry, guys. Hanging on for the ride. I'm gonna run a strip up there and over there as well. That way, if we're in here in the living room, we can watch TV and have the lights off and it not be like pitch dark, because that have the light sensitivity that affects my eyes as well. And so yeah, I'm a broken person in many ways. But so we're going to be going LED crazy. Got a ton of material coming out on how-tos and stuff. And there's some things I've heard too, changing in the YouTube land. I've heard them from one person, so I haven't really found anything to corroborate it. But for you folks who are monetized or having plans to be monetized on your YouTube channels, I have heard that YouTube has increased the percentage they're taking from like super chats and ads and things like that. It used to be 30%, and I've heard some people saying it's like 50% or 40% now. I have no idea. I have not been able to find anything on it. I haven't looked that hard either, to be honest with you. I hope that's not the case, but if it is, it is. What are you going to do, right? You can stop doing YouTube videos and have zero money, or you can have whatever cut they decide to give you. Now, I recently we did a live stream from our last live stream, me and Shelly. We were at Disneyland, and we got hit with a copyright claim, which I figured was going to happen because you heard all the Disney music playing in the background. And the funny thing about this copyright claim is I have two choices. Well, three really. I can mute or delete the sections that were playing, which now that would be the whole video because the music was playing the entire time. Or I could dispute it, which not dispute because legit the music belongs to Disney, and or the other option, which I don't have a choice for. Either my choices are one of those two things I just mentioned, or do nothing. And if I do nothing, then I'm sharing the ad revenue with the copyright holder, which, okay, that's fine. Now, what I don't know is, well, how much of that is it a 50 share? Or are you getting 90%? I'm getting 10%. See, those are the things you don't know about YouTube. And a lot of it is theory and conjecture because YouTube doesn't publish that. So you can either worry about it or don't. And I'm choosing not to because, again, I'm not trying to make a living off YouTube, which is a good thing because we don't make a lot of money off YouTube right now. We may never make a lot of money, so who knows? and it is starting to get windy here. And I cannot believe I've been gone all this time and nobody has any tech questions. Did you find somebody else? Are you cheating on me? Well, that's okay. I will tell you that we did some. Oh, I do have one more tech thing to add. Oh, I almost forgot. You may have noticed in some of our videos that we're wearing microphones. Well, I purchased a couple of wireless microphones for us, and they have been working great. And the nice thing about them is I don't have them here, but you have the microphone, and the box it plugs into is really like, well, it's like that big, but a little bit wider. So it's very small, it's very light, and it's about the same thickness, which isn't very thick. And hey, American Wanderer, how are things from North Carolina? I think you're back there now. So, and then that little box, this same size little box, I plug into my camera, and so that's how we get the wireless function, which is really cool when we're in loud areas and or when we're apart, like I'm standing here, Shelly's standing over there, and we're talking about the same thing, or we've got the camera way over there because we're trying to get a certain shot. You don't hear us yelling at you. You hear basically the same voice you hear me now. Yeah, Bob really likes Rode wireless mics. Yeah, the Rodes, they're the industry standard. They're the gold standard. And then once again, I don't have Rode mics. I bought another brand to try, again, because I bought it off Amazon. So I had 30 days to try, and then I could send it back. No worries. And I bought one set from this company, and I liked them at first, and then I didn't like them. And then I saw they'd come out with a version 2. So I was able to return the version 1 microphones, get the version 2s, and I love the version 2 microphones. They work a lot better. They have a screen on them so you can tell when they're off and on or muted or whatever. So that's why we had a lot of problems with some videos we shot where we were just muted because we either had it off or it was on mute, and we didn't know because there was no way to tell. Now the on you could tell because there's a little tiny red light on those, but we got rid of them. And so American Wonder, where are you heading? I mean, I'm going to be heading to Arizona. Are you heading to Arizona anytime soon? Because I'm not going to be there too long. I'm going to be there for about a month. And we're actually leaving California tomorrow. Thankfully, we've been in California for a long time. So be happy to leave California. Honestly, I'm going to be happy to get farther east. And it's going to be a while before we get farther east. Because I'm really tired of paying nearly $5 a gallon for gas and paying crazy fees for everything else, and not being able to go sit down inside of a restaurant without showing a COVID vaccine card. And that's all I'm going to say about that, so my channel doesn't get taken down. Hey, Diane. That's my sister-in-law. Diane's actually my favorite sister-in-law, but don't tell my other sister-in-laws. I don't have any other sister-in-laws, but you're going to be there in a couple of weeks? Seriously? Oh man, send me a message. We need to talk. We need to get together. I mean, heck, we were 2 hours apart forever and never got. And then whenever I went to Wilmington, you were gone, and whenever you came to Fayetteville, I was gone. So we need to figure this thing out, man. So hit me up. Hey, Gene, that's my favorite mother-in-law, along with my favorite sister-in-law. I also have a favorite son and a favorite daughter and a favorite wife. So, yeah, we are. Well, I'll go ahead and tell you now. We're going to Vegas tomorrow. Oh, you posed a question, Doreen? Did I miss it? I'm sorry. Let me see. Oh, walk me through how to get videos from Android phone to PC without Wi-Fi. Honestly, the only way you can do it, and there are I'm positive there's YouTube videos on that'll walk you step by step. Way better than I can sit here and explain it off the cuff. But you're gonna have to take this. I have an Android phone too because I like having a good phone. You need to plug this in to your computer, and then it will open up Windows Explorer if you have Windows, a Windows computer rather. And then you just have to find where the video is, which is normally in a folder called DCIM, and it's either on your storage card or internal memory. So you have to, if you have once it opens up, it'll show you one for internal memory, one for SD card. Just click on either one of those, or you can actually go in your camera and look to see in the setting of your camera to see where it saves your photos and videos, and then you'll know, and then you can just go to that section and copy it over. It's actually pretty easy. I had to use 3 phones last weekend, 31 videos. Oh wow, yeah. So it's a simple process, and it's fairly quick too. I generally, well, I don't use my phone much for YouTube recordings and stuff, but when I do, I'll just use the cable and transfer it over most of the time. But I use a program called Dropbox, which saves everything in the cloud, and everything every picture I take, every video I take on my phone, automatically uploads to Dropbox as soon as I shoot it, and then it automatically downloads to my computer. So if I'm out for a while, by the time I get home, the video is already here, and they have a free version of it too that has X amount of space. So if you want to use Dropbox, Dropbox.com, make it easy too. And Mr. Robot, I use it all the time and download and enjoy TV shows to my Plex server in the RV. I wonder if your Plex server is a Raspberry Pi. Actually, for my computer, I had to use a USB-C to USB-C cable, not a USB to USB-C, because my computer only has USB-C ports. See? So it's been an hour already. I want to thank you guys for being here. Do you need Wi-Fi for that? For Dropbox, you'll need, your phone needs to be connected to the internet. Would have to be hooked up to the internet as well to download that. Now, if you're asking about what Mr. Brado was talking about his Plex server, and you don't need it. Plex server on an old laptop with a battery backup. What is USB-C? The USB-C is, well, it's this. This is a USB connector, and it's tiny, and it's fuzzy. In real life, they're not fuzzy. There you go. That's USB-C. And I will show you what a USB one looks like, but that's my webcam. So if I unplug that, you wouldn't see it. Hey, Judea's Life. Oh, hi. New name. Cool. Awesome. Thank you for coming. And the wind's starting to kick up here, too. So we are going to be having a good time. I'm going to come up with some stuff. Now, when I first started, for those of you who've been around from the beginning, when I first started Tech Talk, I was actually, I think one of the first videos I did was I filmed a video, showed you guys how I filmed videos. So I did a live stream of making a video. We're going to kind of go back to kind of some more hands-on stuff. So if you've got an idea, shoot us an email, ourepicarvyadventure@gmail.com, and something we can do on a future episode. Now, again, we're not going to be doing this every day, but we might be doing it for many days in a row. It just depends on scheduling. So they're going to come hopefully with at least an hour's notice. Nursing our travel bug. Hey. I knew you guys weren't watching because I didn't get a text message. I was kind of hurt. Still kind of hurt. Now the hurt's just coming back. I can't even. I don't even have words anymore. I mean, the sheer disappointment. Dorian, I'm glad we've been able to help you. That's for sure. That's my favorite thing to do is help people. A quick update too from our last live stream. We were talking about. We told everybody about what we were going to be doing with all of our money because it's. We changed plans, so to speak. We had $911 saved up, so that was since May. So since May, we've made a $911, and in everything social media, YouTube, anything else, donations, etc. And we want to make $1,000 even, and give that to Reboot Recovery. We met the goal after we finished the live stream, actually. So I want to thank those who donated. And again, I'm not trying to push anybody to donate anything, but if you do want to help, links in the description below on how you can help. Being Torian, I think I do have a playlist for Tech Talk. If I don't, I'll have to go back and do that. I'm almost positive I do. I'll have to go back and do that. Or maybe in the, I don't know. I'll go back and check. And if I don't have one, I'll make one. Because you're right. I should have a separate one for that. So that's what and I completely lost my train of thought. Sorry. But I'm very excited to be back in the saddle here. Yes, I know where to tell you. Sent me that super chat. That's awesome. And it's going just like all the other money we get from every other source. We don't keep a dime. It's all going to that charity. So now we are well over, I wouldn't say well over, but we're over quite a bit over the $1,000 mark. So that's gonna be awesome. And again, that's May, June, July, August. It took us 5 months to get $1,000. So basically $200 ish a month. I think we can do better. And like we said on that live stream, you don't have to give us the money, but if you want to give it straight to Reboot Recovery, then that would be great too. We appreciate that. Just let us know. We'll give you a shout out. And on my laptop for once, my teching game is strong today. Oh, you're bringing the whole sign company? Okay. JD, we definitely need to talk. So, shoot me a message after this, and we can get together and have a conversation about stuff. It's really crappy. Now, this isn't Tech Talk related. This is just life. It's really crappy people you really want to meet that are almost within the arm, and circumstances just. And JT is one of those, like I mentioned earlier, 2 hours away or less than 2 hours, really. And schedules can never match. And then you run into people like, well, Bill for Nursing Our Travel Bug. You shame him into coming to see you. And it works, which I was very thankful for. I was very thankful Bill can actually stand in our RV. By that much, but he can do it. He just can't stand where the lights are without hitting his head. Okay, thanks, JT. I'll get back with you on that. He's acting up again, and that's really the reason why I started back doing this. I'm previously, well, up until a few months ago, I was actually working 2 full-time jobs, in addition to YouTube stuff and everything, and trying to live life. And yes, Mr. Roboto, that definitely needs to happen sooner rather than later, though, my friend. And in June, I what I call semi-retired, because I quit one of the jobs. So I'm now semi-retired, and I'm hoping to be completely retired in about a year and a half. Thanks for stopping by, Hitch Up and Tow. Or have a good evening, I guess, because it's evening over there across the pond. Yeah, funny thing about this Greek restaurant I went to, one of the things they had on the menu was fish and chips. Who knew? But our schedule messed up too. Yeah, I know. You guys are supposed to be, coming to Arizona and hanging out with us, not having Brian working and everything else. Oh, now I remember. So Debbie and Brian, wheelchair leads, we actually we ran into them. It wasn't great circumstances of why we were able to meet, but I'm very thankful we were able to meet. We met them at Lambert's in Missouri, and got to see their huge RV. And if I need to film an ending, because I did a campground review of the campground they were at, which was right behind Lambert's. So if you don't know what Lambert's is, look up, Google Lambert's Throwed Rolls, because they throw rolls. That's what they're famous for. Food's amazing, huge portions, and they have a campground right behind their restaurant, so you can waddle after eating there. You can just waddle back to the to your RV and relax. But I did a campground review, and of course they're kind of featured in the campground review, at least the outside of the RV. I didn't go inside and film, but I just need to film any of that and get that up there. That was the throw roll. I mean, that place, there's a couple of them. There's one outside of Mobile, Alabama, and there's one in Ozark, Missouri. I think it's Ozark, Missouri. If you're ever in any one of those areas, go there if you like to eat, because they have amazing, it's home style food, comfort food. And yeah, Bill, they have a campground. It's right behind there. We stayed there a couple of years ago before we had a YouTube channel. We stayed there when we were doing Route 66. Well, we had done Route 66. We were heading to Branson. So it's a decent campground. It's all rock, which I used to think was a bad thing, but being out here on the West Coast, everything's rocks or dirt. Not a lot of grass out here. So it's been a wild time. We've got, since I don't have any tech stuff to, I'll say we got 1, 2, 3. We've got 5 rallies we're attending in November. In November alone, 5 rallies. Well, Bill, the thing with Lambert's too is it's not just the throwed rolls. The guys going around throwing rolls at random times. They also walk around, and this is regardless of what you order to eat. They also walk around with a pot of what is it? I think it's a pot of black-eyed peas, and molasses and something else. Debbie, maybe you remember. They walk around with, I think it's 3 different things. According to Google, YouTube is taking 45%. Yeah, not surprising. And they're also putting ads on channels that aren't monetized and keeping 100% of that. So, any more military campground reviews in the queue? Yes, actually a lot. I've got one that's already done and uploaded. I just haven't had a date yet to premiere. It just came out one. I tried to space out the what I was doing. I was trying to do a military campground review, a regular campground review, and then a how-to or repair video, kind of in that order every Friday. We're changing that up. So, but yeah, one. Yeah, we got one here in California that's already queued up. I just don't have a date set for it yet. And I've got like, oh yeah, fried okra. Yep, that's it. And I've got a lot more. Let's see, I've got, so including the one that's already uploaded and done, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 military campgrounds. Really more than that, because one of those five actually has 3 military campgrounds pretty much right together, all within like 10 minutes of each other. So that video is probably going to be 3 military campgrounds for the price of one video. And that's at Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington. There's a military campground on the Air Force side, on the Army side. Then right across the interstate from that is a guard base, and they have one as well. I'm sorry. No, yeah, 3. It's 3. I was thinking it was almost 4. You always turn away when I do the bathroom portion. Oh, come on! I get the most compliments for that. You don't like going to the bathroom with other men? It's a good thing, I guess. Yeah, we have that. We have again, some more repair stuff coming up. The thumbnail on this video is actually from the other repair that I had to do that I was talking about earlier, for those of you here earlier. So that's coming up. And actually what's probably coming up, I might drop it today, even though we have a video coming out tomorrow. I might drop it today. And all it is drone. It's just a drone video. It's multiple locations, and it's just drones with music. That's it. Oh, good deal, Bill. Yeah, gas stop. Highly recommend the gas stop. If you don't have a gas stop, you need one. If you have propane, unless you're like where the trail leads, where they're just all electric. And your first part review with something a company sent us in the books will come out today. I'm looking forward to that as well. If anybody else has got anything coming up soon, just feel free to drop it in there and drop the link. You can't drop links unless you're a moderator, but feel free to speak it up here. And so we will be missing Mayberry, which we announced a while back, unfortunately, because we got invited to a rally in Arizona in November, and then 4 other ones came along, all pretty close together. So, oh yeah, you do have a propane grill, yeah. Yeah, you could use the gas stop on the propane grill, but it's probably not necessary. I don't really have much else. I am just happy to be here hanging out with you guys talking. And we can sit here and talk some more if you'd like, or we can go. It's really up to you guys at this point. But I'm going to go relatively soon, because I do have some work to do outside. And Talon's got some work to do. And I'm having a hard time, not to tease an upcoming video, but I'm having a hard time finding a Tootsie Roll. I need a Tootsie Roll, not the little ones. I need a Tootsie Roll for an upcoming video. So if anybody's got any ideas on where I can find one, like I've been to gas stations, candy stores. We'll meet again someday, hopefully near a Whataburger. Oh man, you ain't lying, Bill. Mr. Roboto, yes. It's a city ordinance in some cities in California, and I don't know about Oregon, but probably, that and there's Magnificent Journey with Darren. Hey there, my friend. But some cities, San Francisco, Palm Springs, and soon to be Los Angeles, are see you guys, see Dreaming Out Loud. Those 3 at least that I know of have or are getting ready to implement have to show a proof of vaccination to sit inside a restaurant and eat. And every place, see Debbie, every place that every one of those cities that we've been to lately, the vast majority of people are sitting outside. There's hardly anybody sitting inside. Now, is that because hardly anybody's vaccinated or because they just don't want to go inside? I don't know, but it's keeping it, it's hurting business. So that's all I got to say. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, JT, I don't need an image. I need an actual Tootsie Roll. So thank you, Darren, for the you really screwed it up, though, because you didn't answer your phone. And of course, this was like over a month ago now. But for those of you who don't know, Magnificent Journey with Darren, awesome guy. I got to hang out with him a little bit in Georgia, where he lives, a few months ago. And he loves Germany, which I do too. I don't think I love it as much as he does, but it's close. Yeah, Roy, I know, and I'm trying not to say anything. For those of you who don't know what Roy's talking about with the new YouTube rules on the subject, they are going to take down any video that talks anything negative about the COVID vaccine. Now, I haven't said anything negative. I've just said facts that these people are sitting outside, and I don't know why. So that's why we're not doing COVID talk. Because, who wants to get censored? Show me your papers, and you can't say anything like that on YouTube. Yeah, okay. So we were in Seaside, Oregon, and there was a gelato place, and Shelly wanted to go try it. So we're looking at it online. Not looking at it online. She went inside to order, and she sends me a text message saying they have spaghetti eyes. Now, if you don't know what spaghetti eyes is, Google it. Find it in your area, eat it, and thank me and Darren later for it. So spaghetti eyes is ice cream that looks like spaghetti with whatever topping. It's kind of the dumbed down version of it. So I tried it, but this was gelato. I tried it, and I was trying to get Darren on the phone because I wanted to. First of all, I hadn't talked to him in a long time, so I wanted to talk to him. And then we got you got to cook supper, Bill? Oh, yeah, because she's home now, working from home, so you. So, yeah, okay. See you, buddy. I tried to call him, get him on the phone. That way we could experience. Actually, I was trying to get him on video call so we could experience this thing together. But he didn't, but we still videoed it. And, man, that was good stuff. So definitely, so I've seen it in Seaside, Oregon. I know it's in Helen, Georgia, because Darren did a video there with it. And I'm not sure where else it is, but yeah. Yeah, Roy, that's true. Don't go there Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday looking for it. That's funny. Because they're closed. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here because I got some work to do. I got me and Talon's got some things to take care of. I got to warm up my lunch so I can finish eating it. And I'm going to put out, like I said, I'm just trying to go ahead and drop it. Stop uploading it now. It's a 20-minute video. It's a 20-minute video montage. It's all drones with just music. So throw it up on your TV. It's 4K video too. So if you have a 4K TV, it's going to look amazing. It's got everything. It's got mountains. It's got national park. Oh no, it doesn't have that. Well, it kind of has national parks, but from a distance because you can't fly in national parks. It's got cliffs. It's got oceans. It's got lighthouses. It's got drama. It's got intrigue. It's got everything you want in a video. So check it out when it drops. And again, there's no talking in the videos. It's just music. So you can skip forward if you want, but you're going to miss awesome drone footage shot by a licensed pilot. Yeah, I got my license. All right, thanks guys for dropping by, and I can't wait to see you guys again soon. Hey, maybe tomorrow, you never know. Love you guys, and we'll see you whenever the next time is. Bye, everybody.